Hey guys, it's Ed again. Well, guess what we're working on? Galaxie. And as you can see, we got some bling on the top of the old motor. And I just got it bolted on there. I haven't quite got it tuned yet. And the electric choke is a little squirrely. I'm not really used to an electric choke. I'm going to have to run a hot wire and figure that out. I used to have, I got electric choke on the Bug. That's got electric choke on it. And that always gives me grief too, so. But anyway, yeah, there's the carbonator. As you guys can see, it's a Holley. It's been, it's a factory rebuilt carb. It's right from Holley, and it's a 600 CFM 4-barrel with vacuum secondaries. And it's, I mean, you know, yeah, you could have somebody rebuild one. Actually, I have one laying over here. I was going to rebuild. That's a 650 right there. That's a Holley also. And that's a good carburetor. I took the caps off it. You can see the bolts are still loose, and everything's good and clean inside of it. But you're looking at about $55 for the rebuild kit. And you got to hope that you do it right. And I thought for the price of this carburetor, believe it or not, was $195 with free delivery, or $193. I take it back, $193 and free delivery. So, you know, might as well just cough up the cash and put a new carb on there. I've actually I had a couple gas leaks. I had to get some clamps. My old clamps were failing me. But I think now it's not leaking fuel, which is good. And it's let's see if we can get her to fire up again. It's not a cold start, so I'm going to need two hands here, guys, because I don't have the ignition switch hooked up. I have it in the house. I bought one. So that's hooked up. Here's my little button. Let's see what happens. What do you guys think? It's a little loud. It's jumping right off the manifolds. So what do you guys think? I think that was probably a pretty good investment. I did try to tune the jets on the side here a little bit, the air jets, but it's really hard to tune those. You should do them with a vacuum gauge, and then you'll get it right. Just doing it by ear, it's so difficult to, especially with this thing, because you know it's open headers or open manifolds, so she's a little loud and it's hard to hear what the motor's doing. She was still holding about 48 pounds of oil pressure at idle. It doesn't have a high volume oil pump. It has a stock oil pump in it, so I'm pretty good with that. I got to check the antifreeze in it again and make sure that's okay. I checked the oil in it, of course. That was all good. It needs to have the oil changed because it's getting up now where I've ran it for, I started it last fall and I ran it for, you know, maybe half hour, 45 minutes, just trying to break it in. Because the motor, remember, was rebuilt when I bought it and had been sitting on an engine stand for 10 years. So it probably needed another rebuild, but it seems not to be leaking. The only problem that I had is in the back of the motor, which I think, if you guys recall, back in this corner here on the intake manifold, I had a leak, but I think that has to do with the road draft tube. This car kind of had a PCV system in it, positive crankcase ventilation. That's this thing right here. This is your PCV. This would normally be stuck in your valve cover, but they hadn't quite figured that out yet. So what they did was they fed it off the back of the motor. You can see this hose right here, and this, you know, whatever you want to call it, barbed fitting, that would go inside that hose. I just had a bolt, a stud that happened to fit right in it. So that worked out pretty well to block it off. So I'm not drawing any air through there because I thought that was part of the issue with the other carburetor. What I'm going to do is, now that I know I have a good carburetor, everything is working good, the motor's coming up to temp nice, we're going to hook that back up correctly, and hopefully, just feeling, it's actually pretty dry, which is good. Yes, I am talking to myself. I'm shooting a video. So say hi.
Hi.
Hi. So anyway, I will let you guys go. Thanks for watching, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll talk later. Bye.